Okay, hi guys, welcome back. Like I said before, my name is Victory Banjo. I am 16 and I'm here with Solid. We are live and today we're going to be talking about what's that in your hand. So those God-given talents that you guys have, whether it's singing, dancing, coding, anything, cooking in some cases. And with me, I have this really, really awesome guy with this really, really nice smile. And let me just leave it to him to tell you a bit about himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Tunmise Okegbemi. I'm a law student. I cook, I like to cook, I like to read, I like to write, I like to create basically.
Awesome. So, like he said, Tunmise is a creator and he actually has his own business. I don't know why he's being humble. Tunmise has his own business, guys, and he's only 19. So, just tell us like one or two lines about your business.
Alright, so according to Victory, I run a business and name of my business is Tums Kitcken. You can check me out on IG at Tums_Kitchen. And I basically run a food business in school and occasionally outside school.
Okay, so like I don't think I'm the only teenager who wants to have our own startup, who wants to have our own business, and me, I want to have my own business and I don't. But I want to learn from Tunmise today. So I want you guys to be attentive because you're going to be answering a bunch of questions. So the first question I have for you is, why cooking? Like, how did you know that was your thing? That was your niche? That was just Tunmise?
Well, I didn't know per se because I'm the only boy and I'm the last born. So you know how African settings are where you have girls doing most of the cooking. So they didn't let me in the kitchen at all. So I don't know where the love for food. Okay, yes, I was a chubby boy. I was a chubby child, so I love food. It's not that I've lost it. I love food. So I got to school, and I think that's where I was able to really see that I could cook. So like there was no mommy around, there was no sister around. I had to start cooking my own meals, and then I think that's where I started from. So I have to credit this group of friends that I had. So we used to have this get together every month. So we're like 30, we're in year one. We have to just get together every month, and then we celebrate everyone's birthday in that month. So like everyone is we do cakes, we do stuff. So we're always going to meet like people like Corridor Park now to say, okay, we want 30 packs of food, and it was expensive. We're like, someone should cook for us. Someone should cook for us. We'll eat it like that. We'll eat it like that. So that's how I just said, okay, let me cook. And then I cooked it, and then everybody was like, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, this is so nice, this is so nice, this is so nice.
Yeah.
She run a business, she run a business. Like, which business? But then, thank God, by here now.
Okay, so like I think like from one thing he said, like it wasn't like he knew that cooking was his calling. He just tried it out because there was that opportunity. And then apart from that, when he tried it out, like when you have like this amazing support group. So that's another thing that we talked about. Like when you have the right people around you and they're motivating and they're telling you that you're good at this thing, listen to them. That's like one piece of advice for me. So listen to them because like I'm not like trying to make it about myself, but then I know that I have people around me who tell me that, oh, you have this really nice voice. You should go into voiceover artistry. And then it's only because of them that I'm like wanting to pursue that. Not only because of them, but then it's like it's really inspiring and motivating to have those people around you. Yeah. Then my second question, like along the way, did you have challenges? Were there things that pushed you back, that killed your morale, that killed your motivation?
Yeah, so when I started Tums Kitcken, it was in the heat of exam periods. Like we were writing exams. I think that was my first semester exams in year one in law school, and then writing exams, and people were like, "Oh, I don't have time to make stews. I don't have time to make soups." I was like, "Oh, I'm going to do it." And then I think that's where the headache started from because I had to juggle reading for my papers and then meeting the demands of people. Someone say, I want soup, or I want egusi, or I want eforiwo, I want chicken stew, I want fish stew, and stuff like that. So always trying to read and then deliver on time because when you're starting a business and then you're late with deliveries or something isn't good about the food, then it's not really a great start. But that was my first major challenge. Yeah.
You That's big. I don't think I would start any business in the middle of my exams, but like Tunmise is an ambitious person, so I'm learning from him. And like that reminds me of something. So there's this story. It's a Bible story,
Okay.
and it's a story about the talents. So like if you guys know the story, so there's someone with 5 talents, and another with 2 talents, and then another person with 1 talent. And I'm like giving credits, if you know Stephen Frederick, I'm giving credits to Stephen Frederick because this is a message that he preached. And I was like, this is so in line with what's that in your hands. And also in line with what Tunmise just said. So, like, if you know the story, the person who got 5 talents from his master went and invested and then got 5 more talents. Then the person who got 2 talents also did the same. The person who had, like, 1 talent didn't. So the person, like, buried it. But then there's like, this part of the passage in the Bible that I don't know if many people noticed, and Stephen Frederick pointed this out, and he was like, the person who had the 5 talents and the person who had the 2 talents, they went at once. And like emphasis on at once, because like in the heat of the moment, even if like you have all these pressing things going on around you, if you don't start, you never start. If you don't say, let me just do it now, you never do it. Like Tunmise could have decided to wait till after his exams, and then he might have not ended up starting Tums Kitcken. He might not like ended up knowing that, okay, this is what I'm actually going to do. Because if you have all these things you're juggling, you can actually prioritize starting that business. You can actually prioritize going after that skill. Yeah. And another thing, and this is going to bring back to a question about that story, is the person with the 1 talent. Like, I can't know for sure why the guy didn't want to invest and get another talent, because if he had 2, it could have become 4. If he had 4, it could have become 8.
Yeah.
But my guess is that he was intimidated. So this is just a guess. So by the guy that had 2 talents, by the guy that had 5 talents, have you ever been intimidated by people around you, Tunmise? Like, have you ever felt like you weren't good enough to start your business? You weren't good enough to start your own thing? You weren't good enough. Like, you're not as good a chef as the Cordes spag that you mentioned. Has that happened to you before?
Yeah, many times. So I obviously follow a lot of chefs on Instagram, or a lot of businesses, at least to just see how it is and see how they run. And then you see, when I started, I was barely getting, let's say, 20 orders in a week, and then you see someone that is getting like 100, and you're like, in a day, and you're like, like, what's going on? But then
I'm sorry, I just want to point out that Tunmise runs his own business by himself. He is such a multitasker. I'm not even hyping him.
Thank you. So and then this is thing that just comes up, that I mean, not good enough. Like, why isn't many people patronizing me and stuff? But then I think you just have to look past that and look at where you're going. Like, what is the end point? Like, where do I see myself? Like, in 5 years, whether I see myself in 2 years, whether I see myself at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then set those goals, and then when you start working towards them, when you start to achieve them, you can see that there's so much more you can do. I started with stews and soups, and then now I do events, I do catering, I do food for 50, food for 100 people and stuff like that, in churches, anywhere else, anywhere it says in the house there's food, I'm going to be there. So I started as like a simple business in school, and then now it seems like I think that it's going somewhere. And
no, don't think it's going somewhere. It's going somewhere.
And that's because I'm really putting my all into it, and just like all I see those intimidation in quote as such of a drive or a push to say, oh yeah, these people also started somewhere. Exactly. And then these people started like me, and then
you're so wise. Stop. The wisdom is too much.
Please. Oh my god. Yeah, and then these people started like me, and they're where they are today. It's like Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm very sure about that. So keep pushing.
Definitely. And like, I want to add to that, and so it's actually called the imposter syndrome. So like, beware of the imposter syndrome, like feeling like you're just never good enough, you're not as good as the people around you, because oh lord, I know how many times I compare myself to other people. But then you just have to realize that Nah, man. They started, like Timiche said, Rome wasn't built in a day. They started somewhere. They started from the bottom, and then they worked their way up.
Yeah.
So, like, see it as motivation. Because even if you have one talent, your one talent, if you keep investing, it's going to become more than the guy who had 5 talents if you work hard. If you start it in the midst of an exam, it's going to become that amazing. Like, the Bible is so packed. I just want to point that out. It is so packed. And Timiche is packed as well.
Okay.
So Timiche mentioned that, like, he does events. He started with soups and stews. He does events everywhere, and we can't have this without talking about what's going on in Nigeria right now, guys. The NSARS protests. Like, our generation is claiming Nigeria back. We're in the middle of a revolution, of a revival. So quickly, I want Timiche to tell us about. But before he does, if you want to join the Instagram live and you've requested, please do, and I will ask you like 1 or 2 questions very soon. And before I go back to that, Timiche is actually doing something for the NSARS protest. There's something he said to me, like, we were just talking before we started, and he was like, everybody has a part to play. And Timiche found his part, and he found his role. So just tell us about that.
So, really, like, big notes to every Nigerian youth and even adults that are joining our movement now. Like, this is such an important time in history, and then it's time for us to claim our country. Like, it's time for us to fight for what we truly deserve. Enough is enough. And then what Victory said was that everyone has a part to play. Every single person. I think this is the time where I've seen so many stories, like so many stories of Nigerians being accountable. Like, this is like when you ask maybe someone abroad, like, what do you think about Nigerians? You hear, oh, scam people now, or this stuff like that. But then I'm seeing stories that are contrast to our perceptions of Nigerians. I'm seeing people that are being accountable. I'm seeing people standing up for each other. And then that's why I said that we all have a part to play. We have a part to play in enlightening everyone. We have a part to play to making sure that this protest is sustainable. Like, give what you have, packs of water, food, money. Money. We cannot emphasize that. Money. Give what you have. So Tums Kitcken, with affiliation with some other people, we are protesting tomorrow, and then we are donating at least 60 packs of food somewhere, like just our own way to show that we are in this together. Now, who they alive go chop food?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, guys, stop this! Stop! But I mean, he said we, but Tums Kitcken is his business. He's donating out of his pockets, guys. Like, everybody has a role to play, and he emphasized money. But if you know you can't donate, don't go and be broke. Be online, be on Twitter, be doing those things. This is your country too.
Yeah.
And just like Timiche said, Nigeria's image is turning around. We're claiming back who we are, because we're such a great country, and I'm really, really happy about it. I'm really happy to be like alive in these times. And I also want to point out that I haven't joined a protest yet, but I'm still doing my part. So even if you can't go out physically, if you're a minor like me, or your parents say stay at home, it's fine. Just be online. You have that gadget.
Yeah, I also like to point something out to every Christian out there, and even everyone that believes in God. Pray, please.
Yeah.
Pray. Like we cannot overemphasize the power of prayer. Yes, we need to work, but we also need to pray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Timiche. So at this point, I like someone to join in. If I think Timmy is here. Is Timmy here? Okay, so I have like 1 or 2 questions for Timmy. Can I go ahead?
It's not. It's coming.
Okay. So before Timmy, okay, listen. Hi, Timmy.
Hi, can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Hi, Timmy.
So,
Man,
hi,
okay, I can't even see myself anyway.
okay, no problem. So, Timmy, I just want you to tell us like a bit about yourself. So, there's a contrast. Timiche is a law student, but Timmy is a medical student, which is super cool.
Wow.
So, it doesn't matter what you want to study. But Timmy is such an inspiration to me as well. I love surrounding myself with people like Timmy and Timiche, double T's. So, Timmy, just tell us like 1 or 2 things about yourself, and about how you've been using your talents and pursuing that trend.
Okay. I'm Tunmise Okegbemi, and I am a medical student in the University of Lagos. Okay, I'm a content creator basically, and I write poems, I write articles, and I write stories basically. So my I'm a Christian. I need to emphasize that I'm a Christian, and I basically I'm trying to infuse my talents into the Christendom. So how do I do that? I was praying one day in my fellowship, and then this inspiration came to me that because I've been learning a lot about confessions and how our word shapes us. That's not a fable; it's actually real. So I was learning a lot about that, and then when I was praying, I had this inspiration to begin more like a series in which I could get people to, in if they don't do it consciously, at least if they don't do it unconsciously, at least they can do it consciously. So I make confessions and then I post it out on my WhatsApp status on my Instagram page. I share it to my friends to actually say these things. So um, in a way, it has been very, 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 very helpful to me as a person because it actually improved my Bible study, my how I relate with people, my life in general, and yeah. So that's about me.
Thank you, Timmy.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
great.
That's so
Really,
amazing.
really, I really love to read anything that you put out. Like, you sound amazing, so I'm sure you sound smart. So I really love to read anything
Yes,
you put
you're
out.
smart. Like so,
Yeah.
that's that because Timmy is my WhatsApp contact. I follow him on Instagram.
So could you talk louder a bit? I
Can you
can't
hear
hear
me?
you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear now. I can hear now. I
Okay.
can.
So yeah, I just wanted to testify to what Timmy said. And Timmy is just an amazing person. And the thing about Timmy is that he knows he is such an amazing poet. He knows that content creation is his thing. And then he found this overlap, these crossroads between his Christian life and his talent. So he's not just using his God-given talents like in the world. He's like bringing it back home. And I think that's such an amazing thing that we should take away from Timmy. And also, I want to ask you one more question. Timmy, what's your favorite gospel song? Because Tim and I have this same favorite gospel music. It's really, really
Do you
funny.
sing?
I don't sing.
Yeah.
But Timmy sings, he's a chorus.
Are you
You
serious?
sing.
Okay, I.
Okay,
Let's say shower bill.
yeah, okay. But Timmy is
Okay,
like,
the question.
God's singer. But I want to ask Timmy, what's your favorite gospel song right now?
Favorite gospel song? Oh, wow, that's difficult. That's difficult, but I'll go for. Okay, it has to be somewhere in Maverick City. I have to pick a song about Maverick City because you know Maverick City, right? Because that's my
Yeah, yes.
favorite record label, record label. The lyrics. So my favorite song would be Most Beautiful. Most
Okay,
Beautiful.
easy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And
so
refiner too.
Mm.
no, okay, but refine song. I don't want to sing it because my voice will like make you guys scream. But like, okay, I'll sing one part. I wanna be tried by fire. Oh, fire. You take whatever you desire. Lord, here's my
Oh,
heart.
this my
So it's
life.
just a song. And
So,
Oh,
oh,
nice.
if Felicia sings now, I'm sure we'll say the
oh,
same
you
thing.
my oh, please.
But yeah, it's an amazing song, and I literally go to Timmy's statuses, not just for his confessions, but then to like get good music because he has such an amazing taste in gospel music. Okay, yeah. So that's actually another thing I wanted to come to, and this may be your final question, Timmy. Obviously, like
Uh-huh.
life is not all, and there are definitely struggle with along the way, and I just want you to like tell people what those challenges what killed your momentum at some point? And how did you like come back up again? How did you stand up?
Okay, in regards to the confession, right?
Yeah, yeah. So in your content creation, in your poetry, in everything you do.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that there's this tendency to just recycle your old content because of there's an audience that is viewing. You get. So instead of just writing poems just to satisfy the needs of some people, it's better to actually take a break and reshape yourself and learn some new things and how to infuse better content into what you are doing. And also for the confession, at some point I kind of slagged because okay, presently I think I'm in confession 92, and it's at some point there's this you know you want to post something every day and then you need to be consistent with it, right? But at some point it was very, very difficult to actually do it because it's not something you are used to. At the beginning there will be this rush of enthusiasm to just go into it like, wow, this is a brilliant idea. But while you start, it's going to be difficult to actually keep up with the consistency. So
Yeah.
what I did was that to be honest, I don't know what I did. I just asked God for grace because I knew that I couldn't. There was no point trying to do these things with my own strength since it wasn't my work. It's God's, and He would, you know.
You
So
guys
that's the
also
thing with talent.
class.
Sure. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's
yeah.
okay. So yeah, to me, that's stuff. I wanted to say something about that, and I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so you said sometimes when you start keeping up with the consistency is not like the easiest thing to do, and then you said something
Yep.
so powerful and so important. You were like, you can't just use your strength. It's not by your power. It's not by your mind. And yes, it's oversaid, but it's oversaid because it's true. Like you can't do anything without asking God for grace, and grace is such an important thing. It just like it keeps you going, and like to me, I don't know. Isn't that people when their names start with T, they're just wise? Cause
You should probably
but
change
yeah,
your names.
amazing. Thank you so much to me. And
Yeah.
last question, I promise. Like answer.
Okay.
I have
Okay. All right. No problem.
okay, give me more than 10 seconds. We'll try to answer quickly. Um, have you ever been intimidated
Have
by
I
others?
intimidated?
Yeah, intimidated.
Have I ever intimidated? Oh yes, I have. I've been intimidated. It's um. I think it's pretty normal a bit to be kind of uh. There's this tendency to want to look around you and then compare yourself with others.
Yeah.
Yes, especially okay, so there's this girl, her name is Shamaka, and she's very, very good. Oh god. You need to check her page. I'll type her page later. She's very, very good with composing, and I would just sit down and look at come, wait a second. Is this girl a human being? Because she writes so well and she's so good with fictional stories. Ah, when it wasn't just for me. So I was basically intimidated because of she attracted a large audience to herself. And so how did I overcome that? Number one, I discovered my purpose. My purpose was not for the audience. I didn't come for the audience. God didn't tell me to do it for the audience. It was
Yeah.
even if it's just like okay, to consistent people who actually read those confessions, at least I know that okay, this was the people that I'm meant for. So I just tried to remove the mentality of trying to attract audience to myself.
Yeah.
That's what I try to remove that mentality, and then it's not about the crowd. The crowd will come, but it's not now. So I when I did that, I kind of overcame that at some point. Yeah.
That is like so similar to what Timishi said because I know I asked him this question and he was like, just have an end goal. And it's very similar to what you said because you're like, you know what your purpose is, you know where you're heading.
Hmm.
So yeah, guys,
Yeah.
like you suck, but you don't. Reality is you don't suck. Like you can do it. Like you're amazing. If you're watching this, you're super amazing. Trust me. You wanted to say something?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, okay. If you didn't want to say it, I just thought you wanted to say that.
Yeah, I actually do want to say something. While Timmy was talking, I remembered a conversation I was having with someone, and then you know that popular phrase. It said, "Jack of all trades, master of none."
That's not the full thing, right?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
continue.
I don't know. But then I just think that's a big lie because especially people in our generation were so resilient. We are so versatile. We can do many things, and we can master those many things.
Yeah.
God did just send us in this earth to just be in one, like to just function in one station, or to just be good at one thing.
Yeah.
We can be good at a lot of things. And I think that phrase is just so misleading to especially teenagers around you, where you say that, oh, you sing, you don't need to learn how to play the keyboard. You sing already, you have a nice voice. Oh, you cook, and you don't have to learn how to bake. I started learning how to bake recently, actually, because just to, like, people just try to put you in boxes.
Yeah.
But then like way bigger than those boxes. You can do many things. I cook.
So many things.
I write too.
Yes.
I write too. Like, it's just you shouldn't box yourself up in one place. You shouldn't box yourself up.
I would love to say something else though.
I really wanted.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, Victory.
Okay, go ahead.
I would love to say something. Yeah. So there's this, a lot of people have focused so much on having a talent that they ignore personal development. So, for instance, you might not have a talent in singing, but you might have a passion for singing, right? So instead of instead of just stopping there, like, okay, I cannot sing, even though I would love to know how to sing, but I cannot sing. You can undergo voice trainings to know how to sing. Do you understand? So, in search of your talents, you shouldn't just ignore your personal development. Yeah.
So thank you guys, and both of you guys, like, it's like you think alike. And thank you for saying that, because I needed to hear that. But what I wanted to add was, you said a master of all trades. Oh, sorry, jack of all trades is a master of none. What many people don't know is that's the whole phrase. The original says, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So it's like there's that clause that many people just cut out and forget. Our generation is so multi-talented. Like, generations, guys are underestimating us. They don't know.
Yeah.
What's going on.
The funny thing is that is that a lot of people have cut short their ambitions for so many things because of that quote alone. That quote alone has cut short a lot of people's ambitions because they feel like, I can't know. Why would I do this and do this and do this and do this and this? But if you love it, just go for it, guy.
But like Timmy said, also, if you know, like, you have these 3 to 4 things to pursue, also pursue, like, self-development. So don't just be mediocre. There are always these courses you can take, and Timmy said something about that. It's called so there are courses you can take. Like, our world is so digital, so virtual. I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
We raised so many accounts and we went to Bitcoin. They just don't know.
Oh boy.
I want you guys, because you're so full of wisdom, to give people advice. Okay, like, I know we've been talking about advice so far, but I was actually talking to a junior in my school. So he's in SS2, he's probably about 14 or so, and like, as this guy, like, did this presentation, and I was like, no, you're so talented. Like, public speaking is such a thing for you. And he was like, no, I think you're mistaken. I suck. And I want you guys to, like, tell, like, what about those people that feel like there's nothing special about me? I don't have that thing. I don't have that spike. I'm never going to have that spike. I just want to be one in the crowd. I just want to go to the process and blend in. You know, what is your advice for those kind of people?
Oh, okay. I should go first. Should I go first?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. First off, I would love to say that. What's your definition of special? What's the definition of special? If you are
So
judging whether you are special, yeah, is that the
nothing,
question?
sorry. No.
Yeah. Okay. So the question is, what do you how could you encourage teens who wonder if they are special? What's special about me? Am I right?
Yeah, so people who just feel like there's nothing amazing about them, that they don't have anything they can develop, anything they can pursue passionately.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, number one, passion is overrated. I'm sorry, but passion is overrated. Passion is so overrated. And number two, like I was saying, what's your definition of special? If you are defining special based on what other people think is special to them, then you are getting it all wrong. You're getting it all wrong. See, there are so many things about you that you know you love doing, but you think that people won't appreciate it as much as you do. So then you feel like it's not special. But as far as you love doing it, if it isn't something so big or so nice, as far as you love doing it, basically you're doing that matters here. If you love doing it, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and to add to what Timmy said, it's important to love doing what you're doing because when you like you said, passion is overrated. When you invest so much time and you put your love, like you put things wherever, like if it's even dancing, if it's anything, as long as you love it, keep doing it because that's what makes you special. You shouldn't live by the standards of anybody because
Yeah.
because if you keep trying to aspire to what people perceive or what people say you should, you will always fall short because you can never meet that mark. You know, human beings like to do like holier than that or like perfect or stuff. So you can never
Yeah.
meet up to anyone's standards. So you set your own standards,
Yeah.
or the Bible is our standard. Jesus is our standard. So keep on following him. He will never tell you you're never good enough. God will never tell you you're never
Hmm.
good enough. So keep following God, keep following the Bible, and then believe in yourself. That's very important. And there's something I have to emphasize to always have supportive people around you.
You like your support group is everything.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for the people God put around me. You really need to have people around you, people that you can count on, people that you know love you for who you are, people that you know that you are free with, that you can bear your soul with. Because there's this beautiful thing about companionship, and if it's with a friend or with your mom or with your sister or even with someone miles away, that it just keeps you going. And I'm sure that's what has kept a lot of us going, especially when we've been at home.
Yeah.
For those that have not resumed school.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, so companionship, have friends, that support group that will always keep pushing you. I would
Keep
never,
hyping.
yeah, yes.
You need to hype.
I remember, I'm not saying that. I remember one time that I made salty fried rice. My friends ate it, and like they ate it. It was salty, and then they edited it, and then they cleaned the plate. Like that's what I mean. Like people that would always
Hmm.
push you. They said it was salty, and but they edit it either way. So
That's
yeah.
amazing. Like okay,
Wow.
so they both said so many things, but I really like the last thing that has been said, which is that support group. Like, who do you have around you? I have such amazing friends. I have many people that I know are I can count on. But it's not even their standards that you're setting for yourself. They're just there to hype you. They're just there to keep you going. But then it's all you. Don't feel like you're selfish for wanting to do your own thing. Don't feel like I feel like this thing happens to me a lot. Like I feel selfish for being progressive. I sometimes feel selfish for like
Hmm.
sharing my own progress. And if you're like that, you have the wrong people around you. Because if you have those people that make you feel like your own progress is toxic to their lives, then just go and reevaluate.
That's all. Yeah.
Get those guys that actually care. Like Timmy is such an I've never met Timmy in person. No. We are virtual friends. We never met in person. But
Yep.
Timmy is he's such a supportive person. I met via another friend on WhatsApp, and then I just met him to Misha, and he's so great. So yeah, guys. Yeah. So we have like 7 more minutes. You guys have like anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to add?
I won't beat you to sing again.
Guys, do. I'm not singing.
Yeah. I'm in support. Victory, I'm
No,
in support actually. No, really?
if I were to sing, I'm. God, okay, I don't have an excuse.
Oh.
Let us sing. No, let's sing a song together. But there might be a lag for Timmy. I don't know if it's going to lag, but like we can all sing a song together.
What song?
Mm.
Yeah, we can suggest.
Oh.
Something like-
I don't know. Oh boy. Okay, let me talk a bit about Victory. You know, Victory, you don't talk about yourself.
Oh, like this isn't really about me to be honest, but I think
Please talk about Victory.
Okay, so I met Victory. Number one, Victory comes up with so God ideas as just we're working on a project sometimes. I think last 2 months, Hyperview. Uh, we're still going back to that. Victory came up with so good, so much like the ideas was just mind blowing. And you know, there's this thing about friends. You don't really have to meet them for them to be your friend. Number one,
yeah.
that's what I just love. That's why in an age where it's possible to make friends with everyone, like basically anyone around the globe, if you have the right network. And I would love to talk about your network as a person. Um, I heard this quote that said, "Your network is equals to your net worth." So, having these people around you, knowing how to develop right friendships and removing the toxic ones. You know, this year I was able to actually cut off some certain people, not because they are bad or because I am bad either, but because of we can't just go together. It's just like fire and water. None of them they're not bad, but they can't just come together. You get so you would have to understand your friends and not the other way around. Your friends don't determine your goals determines the people that you have friends with. Yeah. So that's why I'm actually friends with Victory because of she's so inclined and she's so focused on what she does and really
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I was also so drawn to Timmy because he's an amazing person. Um, and I want to emphasize that like looking back last year, I had so many people around me, and like it's just like as you grow, you just realize that you know once you just have those goals, like you said,
mm,
you just know how to see, and it comes with grace, it comes with wisdom from God, and then it also
yeah,
comes with growth as well. So
yeah.
so happy to have this conversation. You have been amazing.
Like
Yeah, and you
so
guys are so
nice.
cool. I want to be cool like you guys. You guys come and teach me your ways.
What are you whining?
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, hype your friends.
Yeah,
Important.
please,
Hype your friends.
Vicky has been hyping me since morning. She said, have a nice smile. I haven't heard that
No,
before.
he has such a nice smile. Timmy has a nice smile. Like I think one thing, like okay, this is so irrelevant. I'm so sorry, but one thing that really attracts me to people is like their smile. Like
Oh,
I almost friends with a smile. If you have, it's not you don't have to have nice teeth. Just smile and like smiles kill me. Not like kill me, but
oh.
smiles are beautiful. Like you look so much better when you smile.
Yeah, gas your friends up.
So there's no song came to mind. I don't know if you guys like.
This is not fair.
I was like trying to think as he was talking, but also it's just really not feeling like that comes.
Sing.
Or
Yeah, part two is coming. Watch out.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right and end with a song.
yeah.
Michelle will cook for us. Michelle will cook for us.
What? Yeah.
I said they would cook for us.
Money in that Tunisia's account.
Yes.
Money is
Oh,
Money is
ego.
The Tunisia is I don't know your main handle. Should I follow your?
Yeah, you can follow my main handle and my business handle. My main handle at t.misee T.Miche, and then my business handle at Tums_Kitchen. It's been dead for a while, but don't worry. I'm going to resurrect. Yeah.
So that's TUMS_kitchen.
Yeah.
Then Timmy is Timmy Abioye. So TIMMY.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to follow Timmy. I need to reach
ABIOYE.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's great. And I'm not active on Instagram. Like I deleted Instagram for a while for my mental health. I got back on my Instagram back. But if you want to follow me, it's victory.yb. I'm more active on LinkedIn. I'm so old school. But I'm more active on LinkedIn. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, victory.yb. So if you want to. Okay, guys. So I think we can call it a day.
Yeah, please. NSAS.
NSAS. Okay.
NSAS, yeah.
For 2023 because there's no APC and what's the PDP.
Nobody older than 45 again.
To be honest, we are done. We're tired. This Nigerian, we're claiming back.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So thank you for joining. I hope you learned one or two things. I definitely learned so much from Timmy and Tunmise.
Thank you.
You've inspired me. Thank you for your
She's a great host.
You're a great interview. Wait, okay. Last thing that we're ending. Tunmise told me that he's shy. He's shy. I'm big. Like at the start, he was like, "I'm so shy," and look at him now.
He said, I have to give props to Victory. She's made me really comfortable. So.
Oh, okay. I'm happy I did. Thank you. Okay, guys. So, peace out.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Timmy.
Bye.